Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga for Beginners channel. I'm Svetlana. Today's class is a part of Yoga Fundamentals series. The first 3 classes were dedicated to standing practice, and from now on we'll add more postures to our portfolio, postures that are done on the floor, sitting postures. But before we commence our class, I would like to talk a little bit how we place our hands to the floor to support body's weight and be safe. When we place hands on the floor, our major concern is our carpal tunnel. So this part in the middle of our wrist never ever touches the floor when we place our weight to our hands. What we press to the floor, I call it 4 corners of our hands. We press 2 points at the bottom of our palm on either side of our carpal tunnel. We press the base of our pinky finger, the base of our point finger, and fingertips usually strongly pressed to the mat. You literally claw your fingertips to your mat. And then now try. Touch your hands. Find your hands to touch and press all 4 corners of your hands toward one another. Press your fingertips toward one another. You can feel that you've created a little dome between your palms. Now turn your palms so that your fingers pointing down. You should see a little diamond-shaped space between your wrists. And also, if you look down between your wrists, you should see the color of your mat. This is the way and only way how we place our hands to the floor to keep our carpal tunnel safe when we support our body on the floor during our yoga practice. And today's class will start with a tabletop position, but before we'll do it inverted version. Come to lie down on the floor. Bend your knees, place your feet to the floor, lift your arms forward as if you would do for all fours on the floor. Turn your palms, and now press heads of your upper arms towards the floor. Make sure that space between your shoulder blades is not shortened. Widen that space and make sure space between your shoulder blades completely flat and touches the floor. Relax. It's exactly how we engage muscles of our back when we come to all fours to the tabletop position, or we do it the same for future posture. We're going to learn downward facing dog. Place your hands to the floor. Your middle finger somewhat in line with your shoulder. Press all 4 corners of your hands to the floor. I'll just remind you, it's 2 points at the bottom of your palm on either side of your carpal tunnel, middle of the wrist. Press the base of your point finger and your pinky finger to the floor and claw your fingertips to your mat. Now broaden your chest. Keep pushing your shoulders back and at the same time press space between your shoulder blades up so that you are not collapsing your upper back. It is flat, the same as we did on the floor, pressing space between your shoulder blades to the floor. Now bend your elbows to the side and scoop your elbows in so that you can engage your tricep. Lift your hip bones, lift your belly button up. Relax, base of your neck, 5 deep breaths. Make sure you're pressing all four corners of your hands to the floor, your fingertips. Breathe. Keep your upper back flat. And exhale, release. Come to a child pose. You simply relax your hips toward your heels. And if your palms are tight, your hands are tight, you can turn your palms up. Forehead to the floor. Breathe. 5 deep breaths. Come forward to all fours. We'll do it one more time. Press all four corners of your hands to the floor. Press your fingertips to the floor. Broaden your chest. Flatten your upper back. And press your hands to the floor. Feel your triceps engaged. Hollow your armpits. Just suck them in. When we do this move, we engage rotator cuff muscles that supports our shoulder. Relax base of your neck. Engage your core. 5 deep breaths. One more time. Come to child pose, knees apart, hips toward your heels. If needed, turn your palms up, relax. Walk your hands. Sit, and next pose will transition to downward facing dog from our tabletop position. So the same, come to all fours. Press all four corners of your hands to the floor. Press your fingertips to the floor. Open your chest, flatten your upper back, engage your core. One more time, bend your elbows to the side and scoop your elbows in so that they're pointing back. Hollow your armpits. Suck your muscles of your armpits in. Tuck your toes under. And slowly start lifting your knees and moving your hips up, your tailbone to the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. One more breath. Exhale, release your knees to the floor. Come to rest into your child pose. 5 breaths. Slowly move forward. All fours position, tabletop position. Pressing corners of your hands to the floor, your palms, your fingertips. Bend your elbows, scoop your elbows in. Follow your armpits, flatten your upper back. Engage your core. Now tuck your toes under and move your hips up. Check your legs. Engagement of your legs should be the same as we did in mountain pose, so that we are rotating side inward, pushing sit bones up, and at the same time hugging an imaginary block between our legs, squeezing legs to the midline. 3 more breaths. Check your hands at any time. If you feel that you are pressing your carpal tunnel to the floor, make sure to come to all fours or even to our child pose to rest. Release your knees to the floor and rest in the child pose. Walk your hands back. So we've learned 2 postures, tabletop and downward facing dog, that we use during our yoga practice. Just reminding once again, our major concern is a carpal tunnel. So whenever you stay in downward, for example, posture, and if you feel that you're placing your weight to your carpal tunnel to the middle of your wrist, make sure to come to maybe tabletop position. If you still feel uncomfortable and some weight still comes to your middle of your wrist, come even to child pose to rest. We need our body time to get stronger before we'll just really push our body to more advanced practice. And again, our hands quite weak. We don't really do anything with our hands unless you go to the gym. That's why we need to give our hands, our palms and wrists time to get stronger before we'll just do practice continuously without stopping or resting, for example, in child pose. Our first back bend, cobra pose. As in any back bend, simple or more advanced, we need to make sure that we protect our lower back, particularly L4, L5, and L6 of our lumbar spine, so that core is always should be strongly engaged when we do back bends. Also, when we are very eager to push ourselves into a deeper back bend, sometimes we push our sternum too much forward, shoulders back, compromising space between our shoulder blades. You can see what's happening. We are shortening, pushing our shoulders too much back. What we need to do instead, we need to keep our shoulders back, but at the same time keeping space between your shoulder blades so that your width of your upper back and your chest is the same. And we go to back bend without shrinking our upper back. It still stays flat and nice. So let's do cobra. Come flat on your tummy to the floor and keep top of your forehead on your mat. Finding yourself on the floor, place your hands by your chest, middle of your wrist approximately 4 inches away from your chest. First, we'll collect energy from our legs. Rotate your thighs inward till you feel your heels fall apart to the side of your mat. And then hug your feet and your shins to the midline, as if you want to hold a ball between your shins. Press tops of your feet to the floor and channel that energy to your core, to your belly. Engage your belly button, pull it in. Now broaden your chest. Find more space between your shoulder blades. Flatten your upper back. With your next inhale, slowly peel off your chest, pushing yourself up till you feel yourself comfortable. We don't want to have any uncomfortable position to come into our lower back. 5 breaths. Legs strong, core engaged, belly in, shoulders back, and exhale, release. Find your left cheek on the floor, arms by your side, palms facing up. 5 breaths. One more time. Arms by your chest, forehead on the floor. Hug your legs to the midline. Keep rotating your thighs inward. Belly in. Broaden your chest. Widen your upper back. Hollow your armpits. Suck all the muscles in your armpits up. And slowly peel off your chest. Keep your core engaged. 5 breaths. Make sure you're not collapsing. Space between your shoulder blades. Slowly release. Right cheek on the floor. Rest. One more last time. Forehead on the floor. Arms by your chest. Thighs rotated in. Squeeze your shins to the midline. Keep pressing top of your feet to the floor, even your toes. Belly in. Widen your chest. Widen your upper back. Hollow your armpits. Elbows point to the wall behind you. For your own inhale, peel off your chest. Push yourself as high as you want. Make sure you are not compressing too much your lower back. 4 more breaths. For next, your exhale, release. Tuck your toes under and press yourself back to a child pose. Knees apart. Hips toward your heels. If you need, you can turn your palms up to give them rest. 5 deep breaths. Top of your forehead on the floor. Hips slowly relaxing toward your heels. And walk your hands back to sit on your heels. Staff pose. Staff pose is quite simple. We sit with our legs extended in front. Still, nevertheless, we need to watch our alignment. First of all, we need to watch our feet. Feet are perpendicular to our shins, and also we need to keep watching our feet from collapsing inside. This tendency to collapse outer edges of our feet in is for everyone, because muscles outside of our legs are much stronger than muscles that are inside of our legs. When we come to practice yoga, we need to bring strength of those muscles in balance. So we keep our feet flat, as if you are standing on the floor. First time we'll do Dandasana against a wall. You can place a block or you can place a book against your baseboard. Find your feet flat, touching your block or your book. Find your feet perpendicular to the floor. Sorry, not to the floor, to your block. Swing your flash of your glutes back. You can even have it with the help of your hands. And second alignment we need to watch is position of our torso to the floor. So our torso should be completely perpendicular to the floor. If it requires to bend your knees, please bend them as much as you need. Find your feet pressing to your block against a wall, feet perpendicular to your shins. Move your flesh back, adjust your position so that you feel your sit bones. You're sitting right on your sit bones. Hands by your side, fingers pointing forward. Open your chest, flatten your upper back. Engage your core, lengthen your waistline. Keep growing taller. 5 deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, release, relax. Now, second time we'll do it without help of the wall. So we'll just do it seated without pressing our feet to our block. Find your feet perpendicular to your shins. Keep your feet flat as if you are standing on the floor. Swing your flesh back. Feel your sit bones. Squeeze your legs to the midline. Bend your knee as much as you need. Lengthen upward. Shoulders back. Widen your upper back. Find more space between your shoulder blades. 5 deep breaths. Core engaged, nice deep breath. Relax your legs. So I demonstrated this pose with my knees bent, but for sure, if you have enough flexibility already and you want to keep your legs straight, please keep your legs straight in front of you, but make sure you're not collapsing your lower back. Your spine is perpendicular to the floor or to your thigh, and also still keep your knees slightly soft. When we do yoga classes, we never lock our knees, especially if you have hyperextended joints, either knees or your, for example, elbows. We'll continue our class with a forward fold. Forward fold. Forward fold starts from staff pose that we have just done right now. And for forward fold, we'll use today a strap or simple rope belt to help us with our alignment. Find yourself sitting on the floor. As for staff pose we did, move your flesh back. Put your strap right above your arch. feet are flat as if you are standing on the floor. Bend your knees as much as needed so that your spine, your lower back, from your tailbone up to your waistline and higher, perpendicular to the floor. Inhale, lengthen up, shoulders back. Move your tummy forward. Keep moving forward. Lengthen yourself forward. Find your knees bent as much as needed so that you touch your thighs with your tummy. Lengthen even more forward. Shoulders back. 5 deep breaths. Keep lengthening your lower back. And push your sternum forward, not down. Core engaged, nice deep breaths. With your next own exhale, just release your pose, move your legs, relax your legs, and we'll do it one more time, pushing ourselves a little bit deeper, but make sure that your tummy touches the floor. If not, if you are kind of rounding your lower back and middle back, always make sure to bend your knees again more. So what is important? Position of our lower back, our spine, not the depth of our pose. Relax your legs, swing your flesh back. Put your strap above your arch, bend your knees as much as you need to keep yourself sitting upright. Shoulders back without compromising space between your shoulder blades. Lengthen up, engage your core. Keep pushing your sternum toward your feet, not down. Inhale, with exhale, push your sternum toward your feet. If needed, to go a little bit deeper, move maybe your heels a couple of inches or 1 inch forward, but make sure your tummy is on your thighs. Lengthen forward, sternum forward, keep lengthening forward, 5 deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed, keep lengthening your lower back. Inhale to rise and exhale, release. The same as I've told for staff pose, if you're flexible enough and you can keep your legs straight on the floor for forward fold, you please make sure to do it, but make sure to bend your knees slightly, keeping your knees soft without locking them. And we'll continue our practice with our cobbler pose, hip opener. We'll have a special class for hip openers. There are a lot of hip openers we can do in yoga classes, and I'll do a special class for that. But for today, we'll do a very simple cobbler pose to open our hips. If needed, you can sit on a pillow or a block if you needed some support for your hips. Again, when we sit, we'll always, for any pose, wanna make sure that especially our lower back, perpendicular to the floor, we don't wanna collapse it this way. It's always perpendicular, so that if you require some support for your hips, please make sure to put some support under your hips, sit on your pillow or a block. Sitting on the floor or on your block, find your feet to touch. Hold your feet with your hands, opening your feet as if you want to open a book. Inhale to lengthen up, shoulders back. And breathe for 5 deep breaths. Keep gently using strength of your muscles, pushing your knees down toward the floor. Lengthen up. 2 more breaths. Keep lengthening your spine, your waistline upward. With your next exhale, release, relax your pose. Relax your legs. We'll do it one more time. I'll turn sideways so that you can watch lower back. Find yourself sitting with your knees to the floor, towards the floor. Hold your feet. Open your feet as you want to open a book. Lengthen up your lower back from your tailbone up to your waistline and up to your crown is perpendicular to the floor. Open your chest and fold forward, hinging at your hips. Maybe just 1 inch, maybe a couple, maybe deeper, but make sure you're keeping your spine nice and straight. Last time, breathe, and with your next inhale to rise, and exhale, just relax your legs in front of you. We did a lot for today, so it's time to rest. We'll rest as usually in our Shavasana pose. If you need a pillow under your knees, please make sure to place a pillow under your knees so that your lower back can relax. Find yourself lying down flat on the floor, arms either by your side or on your floating ribs. Close your eyes. Watch your body. Forehead, temples, cheeks, jaw, right shoulder, right arm, left shoulder, left arm, chest, hips, right thigh, right shin, right foot, your entire right leg, left thigh, left shin, left foot, your entire left leg. Inhale, sigh out. Let your body to melt on the floor. 2 more minutes to stay and rest. in your breath. On your own, just turn yourself to the right side of your body. Couple of breaths to stay. With help of your hands, press yourself up to sit. That's all for today. Thank you for practicing with me and see you next time. Thank you.